All right, YouTube, we're gonna focus on basics, right? This is my boxer's bounce. This is my boxer's bounce. 2-2, or depends on my rhythm. 1-1. Some people have it's like Ali. I feel like Ali had this type of bounce when he was really, doing what he was doing with his feet. But yeah, I'm gonna set up the cones. This grass is wet. I had this plate set up here initially to, run toe taps, but there's so much water on the ground that I don't wanna risk, slipping or anything. So, key for boxing, besides finding your rhythm, staying low to the ground, remember, palms facing yourself, closed fists, wrap your thumbs around the two bed of your middle fingers, basically, center fingers. Guard, stance first and foremost. Shoulder width, draw a 7. This gets you in position to fight with, a good positioning to be able to throw your jab, your cross, jab, cross. 1-2 slip, like, damn, I can't even really do a lot of shit on this ground. This ground is wet, but let me not complain. Right? You want to make use of not only covering ground back and forth, right? A lot of Cubans box like this. They have this type of pit pat. They call it a pendulum style, right? Very hard and taxing if you're new to boxing. They are far from the standard people who might want to fight, like say Mexicans. They fight more flat-footed and walk their opponent down, but have a lot of like hooks, uppercuts, and just a lot of power from the ground. They pivot a lot as well, but not to digress, put these cones up here for the sake of lateral speed. People need to start having lateral speed, not just only, linear speed where it's just here, but you want to be able to cover ground very fast when you're fighting. And it's different angles when it comes to boxing. A lot of different angles. Styles obviously make boxing. Look at Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney is a master at flicking, being relaxed, flicking that jab, right? Untelegraphed, he could come down here with it and just, but whole point being that left hook. I mean, you can say what they want to say about steroid use, but styles do make fights. Crawford and Canelo shall be interesting, but let me not get off topic. You want to focus on, besides your stance, you're in your 7 stance, right? This is more martial arts based. This is bladed. This is high guard usually. Shakur Stevenson fights a lot in this stance. You've noticed the back foot, heel is always off the ground, so he can pivot, jump back, etc., roll if he needs to. It just helps to be very fluid, right? So, this is a simple drill. Just boom, boom, shuffle, boom, boom, shuffle, boom, boom, shuffle, boom, boom, shuffle, boom, boom. Right? Obviously, keeping my hands loose right now for the sake, but obviously you have that guard up. Now, as far as linear work, same thing. Guard up, draw the 7. You're here. I'm not gonna add punches and everything right now. It's just basic standard fundamentals of boxing footwork. Just stay on the balls of your feet. Get into a target. We could add slips or rolls in later, but that's for another video. Boom, here. Just walking. Can't pivot, walk the other way. More pivots, but walking. You switch the stance. backwards, forward, switch the stance, backwards, switch the stance. Now, I'm not a switch hitter by any means, but you have to be able to, say if you get injured in a fight, and you're predominantly, your orthodox boxer, this is your power hand, your lead hand, the left hand. The left hand gets hurt and injured. You're going to have to use this side of your body now, whether you want to or not, because whether street fight or just regular just boxing, injuries happen all the time. Now, there's other mechanics, other factors and situations when it comes to that, but to stay on topic, it's easy for me to get off topic, which is crazy, but boxing is a fundamental martial art. Same with wrestling. If you pair Western style boxing with wrestling, you're probably one of the best fundamentals you could have to be a well-rounded fighter. Now, obviously, there's other different martial arts, especially in karate. You have Shotokan, Kempo, you have Judo, Taekwondo. There's a lot of tiers and brackets and lists that you can add to your arsenal to find your style and flavor as a fighter. But this video is basically being made right now because footwork is very important. It's always important. You gotta know how to switch up the pace and control, strengthen those lower legs way before you start to get comfortable throwing various punches. So, yeah, get some cones. The demonstration with the 45 plate was really just gonna be like toe taps with, going around. Don't look down either, because when you're fighting, you don't look down. So it wouldn't make sense to look down, because once you're looking down, it's a bad habit you're developing. You should be able to flow. See how I'm in the pocket like this? That deals with pivoting, that deals with fast twitch fibers, allows you to fire off, because all your power is gonna come, all your torque, everything, your defense, offense, all comes and stems from the legs. Like right now, I need to find a dojo, but for the sake of display, like I could be here, right? Way in a split lower stance, but I developed so much of my legs from early on. I used to run track, etc., to where, look at how high I can kick from a guarded stance. Obviously, that's not good technique right now, but the point being, flexibility is also necessary with boxing. Before you do any of these exercises, you want to, probably do something like open up the hips, most definitely. Open up the hips, loosen up the lower back, because a lot of people deal with inflammation and joint issues, etc. So boxing doesn't come overnight. It's a lot of, to a sense, redundant, meticulous patterns and rhythms, but it sharpens you. It's like I said, even with these drills, just the shuffle, this is what that's preparing you for. When you're, say if you're coming, you're advancing, you're trying to, see I'm slipping. So you're trying to find the best angles and spot openings for, your strikes to land or your punches to land. It's like, that's the difference between, a friend of mine said, great analogy, he was just like, there's a difference between eating and tasting. Same thing with boxing. There's a difference between punching, doing all this windmill stuff, and really striking. Knowing how to, you could, it's like a 2-check. Like there's, I don't know. I know what I'm saying, but maybe when we get the sparring on, it's better to display everything and really just showcase that built up muscle memory. But boxing is the sweet science for a reason. One of my favorite sports in general. Even with all the exhibitions going on, I still like what it does for the sport, because boxing is a raw, competitive combat sport. And you know, you can't play boxing. You basically just box. It's an embodiment of a warrior. So, with that being said, you know, just to brief on what we went over, I'm mad that it's so wet out here, so I can't utilize the plates properly to show other exercises. You want to be, you know, light on your feet, preferably your tippy toes. Avoid being flat-footed. Guard up, and you know, practice this. These advancing, sending back, advancing, coming back, switching. Being able to switch. It's like this. It doesn't make it any better that it's so wet out here, but yeah, YouTube, I wanted to give you guys something. Couldn't re-upload. My legs are already sore from my workout yesterday. But, you know, staying consistent with the uploads. It's early. It's probably only like 8 a.m. right now. The sun hasn't even reached its peak. You hear the birds. But yeah, just give you guys some content before the upcoming spring sparring series. Hopefully it gets enough traction. We do a summer sparring series. And yeah, just working on adding more to this channel that makes sense to add into it, my interests, hobbies, etc. So I thank you all for the 578 subscribers. I keep thanking everybody who subscribes. Road to 1,000, but you know, consistent building blocks to success, monetization on my YouTube. But yeah, add that. This is quick footwork drills, you know. I need more people so we can like really run circuits and showcase like higher intensity. Obviously, without a wet ground. They just cut this grass, by the way. And yeah, that's what we're on to. Just practicing the fluidity of boxing, staying on the toes. You know, staying on the toes. Imagine I just start boxing like this. But yeah, just staying limber. That's the key and point of this video. Just really trying to stay limber, stay fluid, avoid stiffness, and just focus on the mechanics. Before you ever want to learn combos, focus on the mechanics of just knowing how to step, square steps, right? Square steps, L steps, pivots. But for this video, we were just focusing, like again, one more time, on lateral movement. That's key for boxing, and obviously advancing, descending, switching. So thank you, YouTube. I haven't even eaten breakfast. Just came out here, just went right to record, and I felt bad that my old phone overheated and I couldn't really record for you guys, but you know, I'm putting something up on the YouTube channel, more stuff, staying consistent, being a man of my word. And yeah, seeking to invest in a mic soon. Invest in a mic and some editing software, because there's obviously stale, boring parts to this where they just clip out. But for now, I'm just gonna upload it raw, unfiltered, and as we progress, production will get better, sound quality will get better, content ideas, etc. will get better. But it's all a learning curve, and just finding my voice more, being more comfortable on the camera, and just adding more to this channel. So with that being said, YouTube, thank you for those who have watched this video. Sometimes I do ramble and yap, but it's from a good place and good intention. So until next time.